Hey everyone, and welcome back to Second Act First Date, Over 40 and Awkward. This is episode number 15, and, well, let's be honest, deciphering those signs a man is into. You can feel like, you're trying to read hieroglyphics sometimes, especially when you're over 50. But don't worry, today we are diving deep into that very mystery. With a little help from an article called 8 Signs He's Totally Into You and Can't Hide It, Over 50. Get ready. It's going to be a fun ride.
It really is interesting how this article highlights how much what matters in a relationship changes as we mature. I mean, we're not really looking for those fireworks and drama anymore, are we? It's more about finding someone who just gets us, it's someone we can build a connection with, a real connection.
Yeah, exactly. Forget the whirlwind romance. I'll take someone who remembers to take out the recycling. But really, this article digs into 8 specific signs he's into you. And the first one is something that I found surprisingly insightful effort.
And it's not just about the superficial stuff either. It's not like he has to pull out all the stops on the first date. For men over 50, effort, it means consistency and thoughtfulness. It's about showing up consistently, making an effort to connect with you on a deeper level.
Okay, so less grand gestures, more like remembering that you mentioned you love lilies. And he surprises you with a bouquet just because, or maybe he checks in after a tough work meeting. You know something you told him about. It's that genuine interest that speaks volumes.
Absolutely. And you know what I find so fascinating? Is that for men over 50, that effort is often really closely related to another sign from the article, genuine curiosity.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah.
It's like he's not just asking those surface level questions just to fill the silence. He really wants to unravel what makes you you, asking about your passions, what makes you tick. Maybe even that embarrassing childhood talent show you won't let anyone forget.
And think about it. How does it feel when he remembers something you told him weeks ago? When he asks a follow-up question that shows he was really listening? That's a man who sees you as a fascinating person, not just someone to pass the time with.
So we've got effort, we've got curiosity, but let's be honest. There's a part of us that still wants to decode that age-old mystery body language. Is he leaning and mirroring your movements? The article talks about some of those subconscious cues.
It is funny how much our bodies betray us, even before we realize it. Now, I'm not saying you need to become a body language expert right away, but paying attention to those signs can be helpful.
Right, like is he making eye contact? Does his posture suggest he's engaged in the conversation? Or is he looking for the closest exit? It's like we're trying to crack a secret code.
Exactly. But some signs are a bit more straightforward, like a good old-fashioned compliment, but not the generic "you look nice" type of compliment. The article really emphasizes the importance of genuine, thoughtful compliments.
Yes. Compliments that show he's paying attention to what makes you unique. Maybe he compliments your quick wit or how passionate you are about your volunteer work. It's about recognizing the substance beyond just what's on the surface.
And speaking of showing you off, there's one sign that sends a really clear message. When he introduces you to his friends and family.
Now that's a whole new level.
Yeah, so
It suggests he's not just smitten. He's thinking about how you fit into his life. Like he's proud to have you by his side, and that's a pretty amazing feeling.
it definitely suggests he's thinking about a future with you. And for those of you out there dating after 40, there's a great community of women sharing their experiences on our website, secondactfirstdatepodcast.com. You're not alone in this.
Absolutely. But before you head over there, we've got even more juicy insights to share. So we'll be back in a flash to talk about more signs he's into you, including how he prioritizes spending time together and the importance of emotional availability. Stay tuned.
All right, so we're back, ready to dig a little deeper into these signs he's into you. And, as we get older, our priorities change, and we see that in how we approach relationships.
So true. And speaking of priorities, the article makes a point that really resonated with me. A man who's really interested will make time for you even when life gets busy.
Exactly. We're not talking about dropping everything at the drop of a hat. But that consistent effort to make space for you in his life is important.
Yeah, like he doesn't just squeeze you in between work and his weekly poker game.
Yeah.
He makes plans, changes things around, and makes you feel like a priority, not an afterthought.
And doesn't have to be these big gestures either. Maybe he clears his schedule for a quiet dinner with you, even though he had other plans. Or remembers you mentioned a book signing and suggests you go together. Those little things really add up.
It's that feeling that you're valued, that he's willing to go the extra mile to spend time with you. And for those of us who've been around the block a few times, that kind of thoughtfulness is really attractive.
Now, this next sign is one that I think is really important when you're dating over 50, emotional availability.
Oh, this is a big one. So maybe we can do a quick refresher. What does emotional availability look like in a potential partner?
It's about being with a man who's comfortable sharing his feelings, his vulnerabilities, his hopes and fears. He's okay with those deeper conversations and doesn't put up walls to protect himself from getting hurt.
He's not playing games. He's not afraid to be vulnerable. And he's willing to meet you on that emotional level, which, let's be honest, can be a little scary for all of us, no matter how old we are.
It is scary, but it can also be really liberating. Think about it. Can you truly be yourself around him?
Mm.
Can you share your dreams, your insecurities, even those embarrassing moments from your past without feeling judged?
That feeling of being seen and accepted for who you really are, that's priceless.
Hmm.
And it's what a truly authentic and fulfilling relationship is built on.
And on that note, the article mentions a more lighthearted sign that I think is worth talking about: teasing and flirting.
Oh, I love some playful banter. It's like a little dance, you know, a way of connecting through laughter and just being lighthearted.
Exactly. It's those witty comments, those little jokes, those moments when you're both smiling and shaking your heads at each other. It's fun, it's flirty, and it's a sign that he's enjoying being around you.
Yeah, it's that feeling of being on the same wavelength, of getting each other's humor. And sometimes that playful teasing can be a way of testing the waters, seeing if there's a spark.
Of course, it's important that it's respectful and playful, not mean or hurtful. It should make you feel good, not insecure or put down.
Right. It's about that chemistry, that sense that you're both on the same page and having a good time. Because dating should be enjoyable, right? It shouldn't feel like a chore or a job interview.
Absolutely. It's about connection, exploration, and figuring out if you're compatible with someone. And for those of you looking for more advice on navigating dating over 40, don't forget to visit our website, secondactfirstdatepodcast.com.
We've got lots of great resources there, articles, podcasts, and even a forum where you can connect with other women. We're going through the same things. It's a really supportive and inspiring place. Come join us.
We'd love to have you there.
But for now, let's get back to those 8 signs. Up next, we're going to talk about how a man's actions often speak louder than words, especially when it comes to showing you he's truly interested. Stay tuned. Okay, we are back and ready to wrap up our deep dive into the signs he's into you, especially for those of you navigating the dating scene over 50.
And we've talked about so much already, from effort and curiosity to body language and emotional availability. But as we finish up, I want to go back to something we mentioned before that's so important: trusting your intuition.
Oh yeah, it's so easy to get caught up analyzing every little thing
Mm-hmm.
overthinking every text message, dissecting every interaction. But sometimes that gut feeling is the best guide.
It's like we're trying to solve some complicated equation when the answer is right there in front of us. And, our intuition is often a lot smarter than we give it credit for. It's that little voice that says, this feels right, or something's not quite right here.
Exactly. And for those of us who've learned a few things about life and love, we've got to trust those instincts. If something feels off, if you're always questioning his motives or feeling uneasy, don't ignore those red flags.
Absolutely. Pay attention to those gut feelings, even if you can't explain exactly why something feels wrong. It's often your subconscious picking up on those subtle cues that your conscious mind misses.
And on the other hand, if you're feeling that spark, that real connection, that sense of excitement, embrace it. Let yourself enjoy those butterflies, that anticipation and hope that comes with something new.
It's those feelings that make life so interesting and exciting, especially as we get older. Don't let anyone tell you it's silly to feel those things. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. It reminds us that we're still alive, still capable of passion and joy. And, dating over 50, it's a journey, not a destination. It's about exploring, connecting, and discovering what truly makes your heart happy.
It's about embracing this chapter of your life, with confidence, a sense of humor, and an open heart. And remember, you deserve to be with someone who makes you feel happy, respected, and cherished.
Yes, such an important reminder. Know your worth, ladies, and don't settle for anything less.
Now, as we wrap up this episode, I want to leave you with something to think about. What are your non-negotiables in a relationship?
Oh, I love that question. Because it's not just about figuring out his signals, it's about understanding what really matters to you.
Exactly. So take some time to think about it. What qualities, values, and characteristics are absolutely essential for you and a partner? What are those things you just won't compromise on?
Once you know that, you'll be in a much better place to attract the right man you know. A man who shares your values, respects your boundaries, and adds something meaningful to your life.
And as always, if you're looking for more advice, support, and relatable conversations about dating over 40, don't forget to check out our website, secondactfirstdatepodcast.com.
We've got so many resources, articles, and even a community forum where you can connect with other amazing women who are going through the same things. It's a really supportive and inspiring space. So come join us.
We would love to have you.
And that's it for another episode of Second Act First Date. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of attraction and those subtle signs he's into you.
It was great chatting with you all. Remember, you're never too old to find love, to have fun, and to create a life that makes you happy.
Keep those hearts open and those spirits high, ladies. Thank you for listening to the Second Act First Date Over 40 and Awkward podcast. We'll catch you next time.